Are we overlooking the Rams this week?
I feel like and when I say we, I just overall 49ers fans, I even tweeted on Sunday, don't worry, the 49ers will beat the Rams and everybody will be wrangled back in. They'll fall for it again. I did think that, but now that I'm really starting to look at this, I do if I'm picking, I'm picking the 49ers to win. That being said, the Rams are coming off of a bye. They're at home. They're the defending Super Bowl champs, and they are extremely desperate, just like the 49ers are. I don't think this is going to be the same old when it comes to the 49ers just rolling up, steamrolling the Rams in the regular season, getting another win and going into the bye week 4-4. I don't think it's going to be that easy. I think this is going to be probably their toughest game in a while in the regular season versus the Rams. They probably still win. I do believe that, but I think we are overlooking as a whole, overlooking the Rams this week. I really do.
The Rams are going to win this game.
Oh.
Yeah, the Rams are going to win this game. Let's go through it.
Then the 49ers aren't making the playoffs. I'm telling you right now, if they start 3-5, they're not making the playoffs. This is not the same 3-5 as last year.
It's not. But I hate to say it. Look, maybe Deebo Samuel will play in this game, in which case they'll win. But right now, I'm thinking he won't play. And even if he does play, what's he going to be? He has a pulled hamstring. So let's say no Deebo, no Juszczyk, no Armstead, no Jawan Jennings, no Kinlaw, no Greenlaw, no Alshire. Okay, so let's start with the Niners. We've been so focused on the Niners offense. All right, let's talk about their defense for a second. Is it good anymore? Here's what I've seen from the Niners defense. A defense that got absolutely ran through on the ground last week. Really 2 weeks in a row. And a defense that was very aggressive against the pass the first 5 weeks of the season. Press man coverage from Emmanuel Mosley and Trevarius Ward to a defense that no longer plays press or man. They play soft zone coverage. And what you're seeing is two quarterbacks 2 weeks in a row dice them up. They're playing very conservative off zone coverage. And I feel like Matthew Stafford and Cooper Kupp are good enough to tear that apart. And if you're going to play off, then there's just a bunch of easy, quick throws that'll negate your pass rush. So the Niners were able to destroy the Rams a few weeks ago because they played press man coverage and their pass rush destroyed the Rams offense. Well, they're not going to be playing press man coverage anymore, I don't think. And so there's going to be all these quick throws for Stafford if he wants them. I don't know if he's disciplined enough to take them, but they'll be there. So I'm concerned right away from the Niners defense.
I will say this, though. The difference between this week and the last 2 weeks, they're not playing a mobile quarterback. Mobile quarterbacks kill them, and Stafford is not that. So that is in their favor.
But what they are facing is Cooper Kupp. And they don't have their normal nickel. Diamador Lenoir's out playing on the outside. So they have Jimmy Ward covering Cooper Kupp. That's not a fair matchup. It's not fair to ask Jimmy Ward to do that. He's a safety. He was never a good nickelback, not at 22, 23. Now he's 31. He's a safety. And you're putting him on their best player. What they should do is put Trevarius Ward on. But it's like, you're going to pay this guy whatever they're paying him, and you tell me he can't cover the slot? How? He needs to. He's bigger, faster, stronger, quicker than Cooper Kupp, has to be in there. And the thing about the Rams is they can't run the ball. You can play two high safeties, give Trevarius Ward help over the top. You can't give this assignment to Jimmy Ward. I don't feel that confident about DeMeco Ryans right now. I feel like he's not doing the best with his defense right now. He loses Emmanuel Mosley and loses all nerve in his secondary. All of a sudden, he backs everyone up and has Jimmy Ward be nickel. I don't like that at all. Jimmy Ward should be the free safety on this team. Tashawn Gibson? Come on. He had a few good games, and all of a sudden, Jimmy Ward can't get his position back, and he's playing nickel? I don't know, man. I'm a little nervous.
One thing I don't like is when you lose an outside corner, you shouldn't shuffle everybody around. You want to keep as much continuity as possible. If Lenoir's playing good as the nickel, keep him in as the nickel. And then put somebody else outside, whether that's Womack, Thomas, Deontay Johnson, somebody, but not Lenoir. Leave him where he's been comfortable in playing. Allow that defense to work and just replace the one spot. It's like when an offensive lineman goes out, I hate when teams are like, well, we're just going to shuffle four people around to make. Why? Just replace the one guy that went out. That doesn't make any sense.
So I got more. So the last few times the Niners have beaten the Rams, they've really shut down the Rams run game. The Rams they have a terrible offensive line and they don't have dynamic running backs. But the Niners haven't been able to stop the run the last 2 weeks. If they can't stop Darrell Henderson and the Rams run game, they're in trouble. Because I think what they're going to do is play 2 high safeties, play a 7-man box, and dare the Rams to run the ball. Well, they're going to run the ball. And if, Akeem Spence and Kevin Givens and these guys can't stop the run, not just them. Who are the linebackers going to be this week? Oren Burks and Demetrius Flanagan-Foles. If that group of backups can't stop the run, Niners are in trouble.
Yeah, I also think one of the reasons that Fred Warner hasn't had as good of a season is because those guys right in front of him can't keep him clean anymore. They can't keep him clean.
Exactly. Okay, so that's the defense. Let's talk offense. So no Debo. That means, assuming no Debo, that means Christian McCaffrey has to be really, really, really good in this game. Because look at it. With no Debo, that means now Jalen Ramsey's on Ayuk. That's a rough matchup for Ayuk. He might get him once or twice, but that's a really rough matchup. That's such a good matchup for the Rams. They could be like, we'll put Ramsey on Ayuk and not even give him safety help. Now we're going to bracket Kittle and we're going to bracket McCaffrey on third down and be like, hey, please go to Ray McCloud. Because Juwan Jennings is hurt too. So the Niners are going to have to run the hell out of the ball. And the last time they faced the Rams 4 weeks ago, they ran for 88 yards. So Christian McCaffrey has to play really, really well in this game. And again, this dude played super nice in the first quarter, but after that, he averaged 3 yards a carry because Kyle's the problem. You know what I'm saying? So Kyle, you better bring your A freaking game this week. It's on you, buddy. And D'Amico too.
The good news is Christian McCaffrey did just kill the Rams, 2 weeks ago.
He did.
There is that.
He did. Although the Rams won. When you say kill the Rams, that's the thing about Christian McCaffrey. He's a great player, but does he move the needle? He's a running back / scat back / slot receiver. Like, cool, man. You lost 24-10. He's the one player the Panthers were okay to trade. They traded him away, and the next week they won. I'm just saying. And
they ran the piss out of the ball, too.
I'm just saying, like, Christian McCaffrey, hell of a player. But what is the impact that you really bring? He lost a ton of games in Carolina for being the best running back in the league or whatever. So, yeah, I think the Rams are going to win this week. Not by a lot. I think it's going to be like 19. What was the score in the NFC Championship game? 2017?
Yeah.
It's going to be like 19-16. A very close game between two offenses that suck. But let's keep talking about the Niners offense. So they got to run the ball. When they're in obvious passing situations, Ramsey can take away Ayuk, and you can bracket the 2 other guys, and all of a sudden you can get Aaron Donald one-on-one on McGlinchey. There's so many bad matchups. If they had Debo, no problem. But Debo really was the difference in that game 4 weeks ago. I mean, without Debo catching that near interception and taking it for a touchdown, how many points did the Niners score on offense in that game?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Debo kills them. He's there.
Kills them. They can't tackle him.
Zero answers for Debo.
I think it's going to be 19-16 Rams. I hope I'm wrong, but I thought the Niners would keep it close last week, and I felt stupid for giving the benefit of the doubt. I'm overcorrecting.
If Debo plays, are you switching your pick?
Oh, yeah, that'll be a big difference if Debo plays. I'm assuming he won't play right now. So, yeah, I think they should be able to score more than 16 points with Debo and Christian and all that stuff. But if Debo's not there, I don't know. We'll have to see.
I really, as a fan, I hate to be a Debbie Downer, and I know that everybody's just going to say, well, they did it last year. Why can't they do it this year? It's not the same. 3-5 this year is not at all the same, because last year you were able to make it through the wild card. You're not making the playoffs through the wild card.
Nope. Got to win the division.
It's not going to happen. There's too many tiebreakers that you've already lost. You don't have a tiebreaker with the Bears. You don't have a tiebreaker with the Falcons.
Nope.
The NFC East at this point is almost a lock to send 3 teams.
That's what I'm saying.
Basically, they just need, if the Giants can go 4-5 the rest of the season, or 4-6 the rest of the season, they're in. The Cowboys are going to make it. Their defense is too good. The Eagles are already undefeated. They're a lock to make it. So at this point, you have to make it as a wild card if you don't win the division. So again, Falcons, Bears don't own the tiebreaker. And do you trust, if it comes down to the 49ers and the Packers, are you trusting Jimmy Garoppolo or Aaron Rodgers to figure it out? I'm trusting Aaron Rodgers.
Also, let's talk about the NFC West. So the Rams, I don't think, are a real threat. And, the Seahawks are in first place, but they got a lot to prove with a quarterback who hasn't had sustained success. It's fair to think the Niners are going to come out on top, but what about Arizona? I'm looking here. DeAndre Hopkins has been in and out the last couple of years, but with him in the lineup since last year, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9-2. They are. They're 9-2 in their last 11 games with DeAndre Hopkins in the lineup. So he's very important to that team, and they're not a great team, but they beat the Niners twice last year. So that's the team I'm looking at in the NFC West. I think it's going to come down to the Niners and the Cardinals. And frankly, the Seahawks look decent too, but I don't know if they're going to keep it up. The Niners beat them and it didn't look too tough beating them that year. But Cardinals, I don't know, 9-2 in their last 11 with DeAndre Hopkins.
Seattle's not. That's not going to be as easy as what it. That's not going to be the same game as it was in San Francisco. I'll just say that.
Good point. They always have a tough time there. Maboot Holt. He got me to say it.
You said it with an accent, though.
I said it. I thought it was
on it. It's a Maboot.
Ooh, he got me. Jimmy not top 10, but drops, penalties, fumbles, and blown coverages are responsible for 3 out of 4 losses. Not Jimmy. Let's get real. I hate you for having your name the way it is, so I'm not going to be real. Matthew Sanders says, what do Mike Shanahan, Andy Reid, Pete Carroll, and all have in common? They won Super Bowls with their second head coaching jobs. Bodes poorly for Kyle, but great for Harbs. I actually think Carroll was on his third team. Wasn't he the head coach of the Jets before he went to the Patriots? I think he was.
Yeah, he was. I
think he was.
I don't remember.
Let me look. Pete. It's not important. I'm not going to look it up. I'll look it up later. Ryan says, how much does being, again, the most injured team save Kyle's job? That's a good question. It seems like if you're the most injured team multiple times, that would reflect poorly on the coach, but that's up to Jed. I mean, it almost feels like the Niners, organizationally, from an analytics perspective, just chalk up injuries to bad luck, even if it's not bad luck. They don't seem to care about injury histories. They don't seem to factor it in at all. And that seems to be like an analytics decision. That seems like it's been that way for 10 years.
Yeah, there's something going on there. I don't know what it is. I don't know how to fix it, but whatever you're doing is not working.
We need to get rid of McAwful. Okay, I'll do the best I can. I've been trying.
Order that.
Lauren Klein says, could Cray have an impact with Debo and Jennings out? Danny Gray runs the worst routes I've ever seen. That deep route he ran there was no stem to the route. And so, maybe he has talent, or maybe it's a reflection of Leonard Hankerson, but no, they can't use him right now. Pally says, could you see D'Amico Ryans or Anthony Lynn take Kyle's job as a head coach if he gets fired? I mean, not after last week. None of these coaches were good last week. D'Amico has a lot to answer for.
Yeah, if he got fired next week, then sure. One of those guys has to do it, but no, not long term.
Maboot says winning NFC West this year might be easier than winning WC last year, though. Not over if they lose this game, but would have to somehow get healthy fast. Okay, so yeah, because the Rams aren't what they used to be, but all of a sudden the Seahawks look better than last year. And the Cardinals, again, they were the team that started off hot and faded. They may not do that this year. They may be the team that started off slow and gets hot down the stretch because Hopkins is their team. Without Hopkins, they have no offense.
Their schedule was very brutal to start the season as well, and I think it kind of tails off a little bit. Yes, from a win standpoint, I think 9-8 can win the division, and I'm not saying that they can't somehow make that happen, but losing this week, division games are the most important. If they can go like 6-0 in the division and figure out how to win 1 or 2 more games, they're in the playoffs.
Yeah. I'm starting to think the entire team is buying into their own media hype and overlooking every game. Jed needs to grow up here and do what needs to be done. It's just a super hyped up team that overpromises and underdelivers every year. And then they have an excuse.
Yeah.
Panthers also traded Robbie Anderson for the record. Oh, okay. They traded the wide receiver and the running back. But they didn't trade any of their young, talented players.
But Arizona has him now, too. Speaking of that, that's another receiver they have.